Everyone hits some blames to start things off.
Yep, do apologize there. You see the labels there, of course. That's snipe down on your screen here. Going to, of course, grab that sniper rifle and go into the S1 battle. He's actually in an S1 battle with Haines on the other side, who does get a body shot on him and actually forces him back down. So taking a look at that first opening, some good pressure there from the other side.
That was a little bit of a wake-up call, wasn't it, for Snipe Down, to be honest with you. It's like, good morning, going to get a body shot to make sure that you're going to have to be at the top of your game to make sure that you're going to have to pick up these kills. And you can see the rockets are still up at the moment, and control of those rockets is going to be so vital to formulate those pushes across the map. Get into the lobby before you're getting those flag pulls and allowing Snipe Down to set up top middle and pick off those spawn kills with that sniper rifle.
Yep, Snipe Down hanging out Mohawk. You saw 3 dead on the other side. He's going to be really comfortable here to push up. Help from Roy on the L2 kill is going to make it really easy for them to start setting up this cannon side spawn trap.
Yeah, good awareness, though, from Showtime. As you can see, great shots, making sure they're jumping off of spawn to make that snipe more difficult. And make it as difficult as possible.
So
but the
unlucky.
Grenade, unfortunately, there for Roy, sends that rocket straight back towards him and does more damage than he was hoping.
Yeah, that frag actually sending that rocket straight into the ceiling, and it's going to really arrest that flagpole on the side. However, Roy, I think, pushing all the way in, trying to still make something happen. Here you now see a little bit of a flagpole for Showtime.
Yeah, and there's a couple players dead as well here for Reciprocity. The flag moving bottom middle. Haines set up with his sniper rifle as well. He was just trying to cover that cannon door there and look for any players that might be coming across. It looks like one player might have managed to get out and man cannon across, and that player is Lunchbox, but it looks like the first flag might go in here. Unfortunately for the guys on Showtime, the snipe comes in at the last second, and a clutch return comes in from Reciprocity.
Oh my Ola. All credit to Pistola there. Gets the snipe on the player, about to cap that flag, and now here we see Reciprocity answering right back.
Lunchbox runs this one in. One of the best objective players back in Halo 3, and the first flag of the game goes into Reciprocity, but boy oh boy did they have to work hard for that one.
That is a heartbreaker for the guys on Showtime. Not only did they have 2 dead for pretty much that entire flag run, but they had that flag on the doorstep. Ola staying alive on the flag. I do not think they knew he was on the opposite flag to pick up that stop and that kill. And the rest of Reciprocity just floods in for the return and the pull here. And there may be no bouncing back for Showtime after that.
Yeah, that was a big kill as well, because that last player there, man, he was no shields. The cleanup, though, from Pistola meant that Lunchbox managed to get that flag across, and this is good stuff here. He has cover up top here. The snipe comes in from Snipe Down there, I believe, that we're watching at the moment. Lunchbox is running the flag back, and just as we were expecting Showtime to put the first flag in, surprise, surprise, turn around completely on its head, and it's now 2-0 to Reciprocity.
That's right, of course, only 1 flag to go here on Narrow CTF, played to 3. Look at Ola.
Morning, Ola.
Across the cannon, hits the L2 snipe. Fantastic. Excuse me, that's going to be an R1 snipe. Got my sides mixed up and I'm backwards with the amount of times that Ola has been cannoning back and forth. But only 3 minutes into the game now, already a really solid 2-0 lead for Pistola and crew. And they've just been sitting way too comfortable after that cap. You have to also wonder, a little bit of maybe of a wake-up call where they almost got first cap there on Narrows. Because keep in mind, Narrows caps are not easy caps. A lot of things have to go right. So for them to have conceded that first flag would have been quite a statement by Showtime. But here we still see 2-0, and Reciprocity hasn't looked back.
Yeah, and Reciprocity, they're running this final flag here. They have the rocket launcher as well in the hands of Roy. A couple of kills are falling. That's going to be another player down. Lunchbox gets taken down, but Snipe Down's going to come in and pick up the flag to finish this one off. Not sure if there's anyone in position to finish this one or get the return. Snipe Down's looking to add a few kills to the board, but Snipe Down, you got to hit those ones, buddy. Puts the flag in.
Smile on his face.
I like that, Eric. Finally hits one. Takes down Lunch.
Drops the flag on the flag stand, turns around to snipe to the enemy flag. I don't know how many times I've seen that in tournament play, and it probably pretty close to 0.
We're making history here in St. Louis. Snipe Down bringing out the new strats. But that was a fairly convincing victory, but there was that scary moment early on. As we say, I think the alarm clock went off then for Reciprocity, and they did a great job, as you say. One thing we should highlight is their control of power weapons. Every single time we saw a sniper rifle, it was in the hands of Reciprocity, and they had those rockets every single time as well. Yep. So shout out to Tao behind him. He's doing his job, and he's going to be a big, big influencer for them moving forward.
I have to say, for the side of Showtime, impressed with their opening, right? We saw Haines very aggressive with the snipe. He goes L1, challenges Snipe Down, gets that first body shot. Continue to challenge, and really good pressure. Also, off the cannon spawn, right? They're spawning cannon lobby. One player gets to cannon lobby, one player pushes over on cannon, and they kill Snipe Down, who is at top mid. So there's some good signs of aggression, and you could tell that the Showtime roster, they know what they need to do to get out of sticky situations, which can be very difficult against a team like Reciprocity. So if we continue to see a little bit of a poise and promise from them, we could see an interesting series here as we head into game number 2.
Yeah, for sure. And Construct TS is going to be your game number 2, and it looks like we're going to be getting into that one pretty soon as well. And this is a game type that Tox actually dropped in the bracket yesterday. So one of those game types where if you get off to a good start, get control of those rockets, you can lock down the top of the map, and you can rack up sort of 4 or 5 kills with that response.
Yeah, hearing yesterday, I believe that Tox actually dropped this game type, if I'm not mistaken. Which is a little bit of a surprise. You and I were talking about it earlier because Construct Slayer, a game type, when you're looking at a very talented team, should be able to break setups pretty easily. At the highest level, Construct Slayer, a very difficult map to push to the top. However, when you're looking at a really big skill gap between 2 teams, you really should be able to formulate a decent push, but using the sword legs, using the perps, using gold as well as back gold to get up. So a little bit surprising to hear that. On this game type, to be honest, I really expect Reciprocity to play this pretty quick and not necessarily play a super disciplined style of Construct Slayer, but really just kind of brute force their way through a victory.
And again, there's another power up here for Tower to keep his eyes on. You've got that camouflage, which pops up in the basement every couple of minutes. So that's one for him to be timing and for the guys on both squads to try and control. It's one way to definitely break those setups, Andy. If you get that camo in your hand, you can kind of concede top control a little bit and set up around that, then make that sneaky play, maybe up the sword leg, maybe up back gold, and look to pick up one of those kills before the rest of your teammates can push. But also, it's one of those things, if you get trapped down the bottom and you're waiting for that camo, boy, those floods and those grenades can come in pretty quickly. Yeah,
Construct Slayer, really a unique game type in the entire Halo multiplayer suite over the past 15 years. There's so many different ways to play this game type, and it plays really different from really any other Slayer in the game.
We're going to be taken down early on, 2-2. The start here, and you can see there's going to be a battle top gold at the moment, but that player smartly backs down from snipe down here to the closed street. Not sure if anyone has managed to pick up those rockets as yet. Lunchbox has picked up a double, and it's actually Pistola who has managed to pick up the rockets. So there's 3 players full here for Showtime. Top control, sniper rifle, and rockets now in the hands of Reciprocity. This is exactly what they would have wanted.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about. They're really just going to be flying up these lifts. They're going to be going for top control. They have so much talent and kind of awareness and communication that you can really get away at this level with playing Construct Slayer very quickly rather than playing a very slow, disciplined, methodical Construct Slayer, which they might have to play later on in the tournament.
We're trying to pick off these players who are just floating around C2 at the moment. You can see the pressure that all of the guys from Showtime are coming under every single time they lift. They're lifting one by one at the moment. That's just making things even easier for the guys on Reciprocity just to locate those players, put a couple of BRs on them, or a rocket if you're Pistola, takes down the player in the close purple. Now he's pushing with his teammate snipe down into the lobby, and that's great teamwork coming in from the guys on Reciprocity. As soon as they picked up one kill, they can kind of concede one of these entry points on the map, and because Pistola's just locking down the open purple at the moment with the rocket launcher. Easy kills for him, puts it to use. He's still got one in the chamber as well.
This is what I'm talking about. Perfect baiting and switching. They're flying in the lobby together. Lots of team shots in lobby. You just saw now Ola kind of run around with these rockets, making it impossible to lift on any of the perps or even up a sword leg. And you see they're still going to try it, but Ola's still got those rockets. Finally, they shut it down, but really great teamwork. Another nice 2-shot beatdown for Snipe Down as well to maintain snipe control here at Sword, but really great team shots and teamwork for the side of Reciprocity. When you have, I mean, look at the names on this team. Snipe Down, Roy, Pistola, Lunchbox. Pushing any of them in a 1v1 is going to be nearly impossible, as we see Ola grabbing that power-up. But pushing on a team shot with these 4 players, there's a reason this score's 24-7.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Snipe Down finally gets taken down there, but Pistola managed to get that camouflage uncontested as well in the basement. He was the only one to drop down there from Reciprocity, and it feels like maybe the guys on Showtime kind of just forgot about it, to be honest with you, because usually you'll see teams kind of sitting down the bottom of the map, waiting for that power-up to come up and trying to get it and break that setup, but see maybe not.
Look at the patience from Ola. No panic, right? He actually didn't really get the best of his opponent there in that BR battle in open purple, but just waits for the help to come on open street, doesn't challenge closed street. Eventually he gets taken down, but it leads to more lobby control for the guys on Reciprocity. Another double from Snipe Down. A little bit surprised there by that mid-gold spawn. Looked like he wasn't ready for that. Yeah,
28-11 the score at the moment. We're looking like steak might be on for breakfast at the moment here in St. Louis, and Roy going to drop that grenade in the lobby. Doesn't get the damage he would have wanted with that grenade, but the solid shots, and that's what you'll be seeing all weekend long from Roy. Connects and back that player up, but again, Roy comes back around the corner.
Haines was not ready for that.
Lifted up on his own again, and he just gets melted by a couple of BRs.
Did not know Roy was just sitting outside on that closed street edge. Roy doubles back and gets the best of him. Roy's going to be doing that all weekend long. Think about how many times, how many matches that these guys have played of top-level Halo 3. I mean, you look at Halo 3, the amount of LANs that were held during that time period. these guys have more Halo 3 games under their belt than maybe any other Halo title. And the amount of times they've played these scenarios, these situations, is really starting to show here as it's 36-17.
And again, I mean, Nightmare has got the sniper rifle. He's going to get melted by 3 different BRs located on him there. He only got to fire 1 shot in anger before he was taken down. Rockets in the hands of Reciprocity as well. Roy's managed to recycle that sniper rifle himself. So a 39-19. Again, it's just looking like such hard work here for the guys on Showtime, but it's a testament to the way that Reciprocity are playing this. And Roy on the flank hits that nice body shot to clean that one up. Looking for the double here, misses the headshot, gets the body though, snipe down, cleans it up.
I mean, perfect timing, perfect positioning from the guys on Reciprocity this whole game. There really hasn't been a moment where anyone has been alone in lobby at all. As you see Ola now fighting, he has eyes for Roy as well. You see right away, look at snipe down and Lunch there. Spawning in, they go right to the sword legs, Ola drops. I mean, look at the positioning. Oh man, Roy just hitting that shot on close. But another one!
Don't lift up close purple right now, Showtime. Roy's woken up. He's calling out that player who's just got up to top gold as well. Last kill of the game here. It's going to be a steak dinner, you would think, as Roy's hunting at the moment, looking for one more player. And it's going to be a snipe on the camo player to finish things off. Roy finishing it off in style. And Reciprocity will take your game number 2 here. They're up 2-0 in the series.
50-25. It's a walk in the park for Reciprocity, making it look way too easy. And like we said, at this level, you can really just brute force your way through these victories in the early rounds, right? I mean, these guys are championship players. We've seen them win countless tournaments, and with so many games under their belt, they know exactly how to play this game type. I tell you one thing, anyone who has played a lot of Halo 3, they're going to recognize the positioning and composition that the Reciprocity side had that entire game was exactly what you want. Anytime there was one player at gold, there was one player on the streets. Anytime there was someone in one of the purples, there was someone in the lobby. It's exactly what you want. They felt so comfortable that entire game. No matter what the side of Showtime threw at them, they were ready for it. Sending up multiple players of the perps, they're ready for that. Very hard to push on this game type.
Oh, for sure. And I think we should maybe break down a little bit, you know, how good Reciprocity setups were. And Construct, as you say, a very unique map because you have that verticality to it, which you don't see in a lot of maps here that we've had in Halo history. But being able to watch every single entry point when you have 4 players alive to get to the top level of the map is what makes Construct such a difficult map to break those setups when you have 2 equally skilled teams. Reciprocity there, they made sure that when they got that first kill, then that player was happy to leave one of those entry points because he knew he could go and help a teammate cover one of those other ones. And then if a player did come up there, they could then double back and collapse. And we saw it a couple of times from Roy there when the close purple. Yep. Obviously, if you've got the sniper rifle, you can line up those shots as the players land as well in the purples as well. Gold, you have that audio cue as well as the gold lift and players lifting up. So it's a tough one, man. If you don't have top control, you can see scores spiral out of control a little bit. And that's why that camo becomes so important and so vital.
Oh, it is. I mean, Construct players, a Construct in general, is a tough map to push on a good day. But when you're playing against Snipe Down, Roy, Ola, and Lunch, it becomes nearly impossible. As we just saw, there's a reason that game was 50-25. These guys played that so well. Textbook gameplay from them. Guardian Oddball's next.
Now, this is a map that they have struggled on a little bit, Reciprocity, in some of the scrims that I've seen. And, you know, some of the tournament play, they have dropped this a few times, but it's been one that they've talked through a little bit, they've been working on. And it's testament to, as I say, the fact that these guys are here to win this tournament. You know, a lot of teams will sort of fall back into it and say, oh, this just isn't one of our good game types. You know, we'll kind of concede this one and look to win the other ones. But they've been working on it. They've been going through these gameplay and trying to improve and make sure that they're at the tip-top level coming into this tournament. So I'm kind of excited to see how they're going to play this and how they're going to lock down these setups as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Guardian Oddball, certainly one of my favorite game types in Halo history. Lots of interesting nuances to this game type. It's another game type, to be honest, where pushing can be near impossible. You will liken it to something like a lockout oddball, right? There's times where you can have multiple failed pushes if you're playing against a top team and things are going right for them. And you could see a pretty crazy scoreline in this game type because expect the guys on Reciprocity to really lock down their setups.
Oh, for sure. And you can see some huge comebacks as well. Obviously, we've got the sniper rifle, we've got the camouflage as well. For some people who might be joining us, and to be honest, watching Halo 3 for the first time, coming over from Halo 5, and it's 250 points to win. You've got to hold that oddball for 250 points. The sniper is going to take down Lunchbox. He didn't even get that camo. He didn't get the burn either, and that's going to be a couple of kills being traded out. But early on, the oddball is already being moved. Yep. 4 players now full for Showtime. Roy picks up the oddball and moves it back to green.
Yep, Showtime, I think they forced that. They're about to grab this camo, or about to at least try to grab the camo. We'll see if Ola's going to be the one who actually gets away with it. I think No Instinct on the other side of Showtime is going to be the one who ends up with the camo in the end. So let's talk about that. We just saw Showtime with a pretty interesting strat. They get to S3 right away to snipe Roy off the camo. Now they do go 4 down, but they eventually get the camo in the end, about 40 or so seconds later. So once again, it's not a terrible start for the guys on Showtime.
No, it's not, and here comes the push from Instinct, but he doesn't manage to get the kill. I think the camo player was actually taken down there, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so he was taken down off screen there. Snipdown still set up on the elbow with his sniper rifle as well. Now break down these setups for us. Oh, just a Snipdown.
Yes!
Headshots and melting players who go across that lift. I was going to say that looked like a pretty decent push trying to get across that lift, but when Snipdown's got the sniper in his hands, he can lock down the entire side of the map.
That's a tough angle. Shuts down that entire lift push. Lots of pressure coming in now for both camo as well as bottom mid. And yeah, this push is really tough. We are already seeing 3 dead. Nightmare's the last player alive at gold, and he should not be dying. That right there is careless. If you're the last player alive at gold, no reason to be challenging at all. Wait for your players to spawn. You've already screwed this push up. You got to put all your eggs in the next basket. And this is what's going to happen. They're dying one at a time, and this game's going to get out of hand real quick. Already 55-0.
Yeah, perfect elbow setup here from the guys on Reciprocity. This one's almost muscle memory for these guys. It's just about communication at this point. Who's watching what? And Snipdown at the moment is literally locking down the entire blue side of the map. You can see players coming off the respawn from Showtime around top gold, around top blue, but when Snipdown's getting that first pick and hitting those headshots, the rest of the job of the guys on Reciprocity just becomes so simple. That's going to be another first kill in the team fight.
Snipdown's going to check this angle as well. So confident. Just so difficult to push as well. You see the second they poke out front blue, the second they drop down bottom lift, Snipdown's hitting those body shots, if not headshots, as they maintain control. A rare miss there from Snipdown, and it looked like we're going to see a little bit more ball control. That's going to be a play ball. Ball sitting there top mid.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the players from Showtime managed to get in and get a play ball there. So at least they can now fight for map control once again. But Pistola's going to pick up the first kill, is traded out. Snipdown hits the body shot.
Jeez.
And that means that player's out of commission for another 5 or 6 seconds, waiting for his shields to come back. And that is allowing the push now to come in from the guys on Reciprocity. And from that, Pistola's managed to pick up the new camo as well.
And that's key, because look at Ola actually hasn't grabbed the ball yet. He's staying alive top mid instead and really just locking this down. Eventually, I believe, I almost spoke too soon. Eventually, he'll fall. Lunch is the only player alive momentarily, but Snipdown gets a green spawn, which is big. He's going to be able to provide some angles, but instead actually goes bottom mid, back to Snipe to his team.
Yeah, great prioritization there from Lunchbox as well. Knew there was a player behind him, but managed to pick up a trade before he was taken down as well. And Pistola's actually going to come in, pick up the oddball, pick up the sniper rifle as well, and he's got plenty of ammo to work with as well, and manages to take the player down out of the skies. That's a pretty tough landing.
Jeez, avoiding all these grenades, brings all the goodies back to Snipe. That's what Ola's good for. You send him out on an errand. He's like, hey, Ola, if you're going to the grocery store, we need a sniper rifle, we need the ball, and we'll be at Snipe 2. So just bring everything back if you can.
He's one of those people like with 17 shopping bags as well and refuses help.
He's a one-trip wonder. Brings everything back, racking up headshots as well, 73-0.
This is pure domination at the moment from Reciprocity, but it's a perfect example of how to play this game type, and you can see aware of the spawns, bottom green as well, and now he's just going to hold ball time because he's seen those respawners. He knows he's the furthest player away from these respawners at the moment. Even though he has that power weapon in his hands, he knows that he can scrap up 5 or 10 seconds before he has to engage in a battle.
It is so fantastic to see the way that Reciprocity is playing this game type. The angles. Gee whiz. A double from Ola. Going to drop the ball. Players lifting. Look at this.
Ola! Oh.
He'll get this kill. Don't worry. I'll get it. Killing spree from him. I didn't doubt it for a second.
Let's put on a show at the moment.
Jeez. He's going to hit it.
Oh! Ola with the no-scope on the player top mid. Hitting bodies, and these players are weak as well, so it's a testament again.
No,
don't switch!
What's he going to do?
Don't switch at that point ever again. Who was it? We'll have a word afterwards.
I don't want to know who it was. Ola finally goes down. But what I was starting to say before Ola went on an absolute maniac spree was it's amazing to see the way that Reciprocity is playing this game type, because the angles that they're checking when they're jumping S3 to check that elbow angle, when they're looking at the blue angles from back S2. If you look at the early days of Halo 3, no one is making these plays, right? This is high-level Halo 3 in 2019. They're picking up right where they left off.
And the guys here from Showtime are racking up a little bit of ball time. You can see now it's their turn to lock down this elbow setup, and they've done a pretty good job just to get a little bit of time on the board. That's going to fill them with a little bit of confidence. However, the fresh forward dead comes in from Reciprocity. Good push to break that setup. Now talk us through how to break this setup, Andy, because it is such a dominant setup on this map. What do you suggest teams and players are looking to do?
Sure, there's one specific way that you want to break the setup against Reciprocity, and that's get together, put your controllers down, hold hands and pray.
Okay.
Because that's really actually your best bet for breaking it against a team like Reciprocity.
Is this why you don't coach anymore? Because
but normally what you want to do is really make sure that you're getting the first shots on a player. Making sure that if you hit a nade on a player S2, that you have players that are ready to lift like this. It's going to be impossible to lift when you have a player like Ola hitting these body shots. But what you need to do is not get weak first. If you're challenging from top gold or top blue, you cannot be the weaker player in that first engagement. Get a player back snipe 2. Get a player at S3 weak, maybe S1 weak, and that's when the push begins. You need to have a player ready to lift, but more importantly, it's way easier to push across top middle. If you can force your S2 and your green players to a lower angle, sending 2 players top mid up to S3, straight to S2 while you have a player lifting is going to be your best bet to break setup on Guardian Ball.
Easier said than done, though. As we can see here, Reciprocity just locking it down at the moment. Pistola with plenty of ammo to work with once again with his sniper rifle, and unfortunately for him, the wall ruins the day. Looks like that one was lined up to be another headshot being added to his collection, but now we're seeing the push come in. You see one player falling in front of him. Pistola's going to have to do some defensive work now. This is a couple of shots and doesn't land a no-scope beatdown. Surprising to see that from Ola, and the push was a pretty solid one there.
We got sniped out with Camo, though. He's making an S3 push, Mauler in hand. Might be able to break this just as fast as the setup started.
Finds one with the back smack. Unfortunately, the plasma grenade is going to take him down to no shields, but manages to get away with that Mauler as well. Picks up another beat down there, and even with no shields, Snipe down being sneaky as you could possibly want. Picks up a couple of kills, and there's another one. Surprise, surprise, Ola can do it. Snipe down can do it as well.
Just like you said, Onset, this is muscle memory for these guys. The second they grab...
Oh my.
Look, I'm not sure if he got blood there or if he got that body shot, but look at him. Oh, you know what? He's done. He's had enough.
Yep.
He's off the map.
I'm going to call that tactical respawn. What he wanted to do there is jump off the map and respawn behind. No, he didn't do that. Don't worry. He wasn't trying to be that smart. He wasn't Ryan Ubin it. But Pistola now is going to be pushing into S2, pushing top mid, and as you say, pushing top mid, probably the best thing to do if you can get those shots down, get those grenades into the snipe tower and weaken a few players. And Reciprocity showing how to break a setup, and now we're seeing the rotation towards gold with the oddball as well. This is another strategy you're going to see a lot of in this game type.
I thought Lunch did get the play as he lifted there. Lifting a great opportunity to rotate, because if the rotate does not look good as you're lifting, you can make the last minute call to play the ball just like he did just before the ball lands on that camo platform. So really, you kind of have a lot of opportunity to reset if need, or you force the full kind of ball rotation. So really great play from Lunch there.
Well, let's see what Lunchbox can do with the sniper rifle. Remember him going off on this particular map a few times back in the early Halo 3 days. Gonna hit that body shot there. Snipe down finishes that one off, but no ball time being picked up right now. What? Oh my word. That player probably thought he had a kill in front of him, but just as he thought he did, Lunchbox snapped down on him, and that looked like a headshot to me. Unfortunately, I think he just clipped the shoulder of that player. Now he's gonna be taken down. Nice grenades into S1 though from Blue.
Yep. Good nades there from the Nightmare and Co. as they able to force Lunchbox back down, predicted him to drop to S1. Worked out for them there, but if you look at the score here, 173-29. Now this jump is a little bit harder. It's different in MCC Halo 3, that jump from bottom gold. Things have moved around just a bit. Harder to do that bottom gold jump to top gold. Anyone who's tried it certainly will know that. So there's a few, it's one of the rare jumps that you're probably going to see a little bit less of here this weekend, whereas that jump was pretty darn common in the days of Halo 3.
Yeah, Snipe down gets taken down there by a nice full shot by the camo player. 3 players actually fall here for Reciprocity. Roy is going to be the last one alive, and he was coming off the respawn, so another opportunity here for the guys on Showtime to rack up a little bit of ball time themselves. Snipe down's going to be in a 1v1. Nice double kill coming in from Haines. A little bit of help coming in from the teammate. Now they're going to be able to collapse on this last player at the snipe tower. Not sure if they've managed to locate him though. Pistola does pick up a kill. Last player alive is going to be top mid. I want to see them picking up ball time, and that's exactly what they're doing. But Pistola, being such a nuisance here, manages to get into the snipe tower, disrupt the setup before it became too scary for the guys on Reciprocity, and Pistola is still alive. He has the sniper rifle, and now he has a double kill to work with as well. Oh, he almost had that triple.
Don't even know what nade Ola threw to get that grenade all the way up to S3. Generally a pretty safe place to be if you have a player who's weak at S2, but somehow hits a fantastic nade and runs into an entire team top mid.
Killing spree here for Ola. 5 kills without response. He's been playing some lights out Halo in this particular series. Fresh sniper rifle as well. Picks up the reload, and the last thing you want on Showtime, isn't it? If you see maybe he puts that one on his back and he's firing his BR, you're like, oh, we're good, and then some fresh ammo to work with as well. Anyone going to this lift, you're going to get peeled, my friend.
Great angle here. Ola can watch snipe lift and have ample time to hit multiple shots if needed. He can rotate, as you see, right away to shift things. Might catch the lifter there, but it's a great place to snipe from as long as you have the support. Very dangerous place to be alone. However, look at all the help he has. He's losing players at gold, but it doesn't matter.
Ola shutting down that push almost single-handedly there, and now he sees that camo's coming up as well. Narrowly misses that shot on the player who managed to pick up that power-up, but it doesn't matter. He jumps back out. Ola lining that one up as well, expecting the jump across top gold, and he hit that shot and managed to take down that player. Camo out of commission. Game over. That's going to do it, and that was a bit of a show reel there from the guys on Reciprocity. Beautiful stuff coming in from them.
Once again, making it look too easy, and the amount of, ballsy plays that we saw from them, the amount of no-scopes, really kind of shows off the fact that they're